My name is Rachel. I am 34 years old. I am the mother of three daughters. Their names are Hannah, Lucy, and Emma. They are my whole world. I love them more than anything. But life is not easy. It has never been easy. When I was a little girl, my mother died. I was only 9 years old. After that, I lived with my grandmother. She was kind, but she was also very old. She passed away when I was 16. I met my husband when I was 19. He was funny and sweet in the beginning. We got married quickly. At 20, I had my first daughter, Hannah. Then came Lucy, then little Emma. But when Emma was only a baby, he left us. No note, no phone call. He just disappeared. He never sent money. He never asked about his daughters. It was like we never existed. Since then, I have been alone. I do not have family. I do not have friends who can help. I live in a small apartment. The building is old. The walls are thin. The heater is weak. Every month, I pay rent. Every month, I worry. I do not have a good job. I do not have a college degree. I do not have many choices. But I am strong. I never give up. I work as a taxi driver, but I do not own a car. Each month, I rent a car to drive. It is expensive. After paying for the car and gas, I have little money left, but I still drive, every day, every night. Some people are kind, some people are not. Some people smile and say thank you. Some people shout. Some people don't pay. Some leave trash in the back seat, but I do not stop. Because I must earn money, I need to buy food, I need to buy clothes for my girls, I need to pay rent, I need to keep the lights on. Sometimes I drive until midnight, sometimes I drive while I'm sick, sometimes I drive when I want to cry. When I come home, my girls are already asleep. I sit beside them. I look at their faces. They are so peaceful. They are so beautiful. I kiss their foreheads. I whisper, I love you. Every night I promise myself, one day life will be better. One day my girls will smile more. One day we will have more than just enough. But one evening, something terrible happened. It was very cold. The sky was dark. The wind was strong. The rain was heavy. I picked up my daughters from school. Hannah, my oldest, sat in the front. Lucy and Emma sat in the back. Mum, I'm cold, little Emma said. She was only 5. Her voice was soft and tired. I know, sweetie, I said. We'll be home soon. I turned on the heater, but the car stayed cold. The roads were quiet. There were no other cars. The lights were dim. The road was wet and icy. I held the steering wheel tight. My hands were shaking. My heart was beating fast. Then, a flash of light, a loud noise, a terrible crash, pain, darkness. I woke up to a white ceiling. I heard a beeping sound. I smelled medicine. I was in a hospital. I tried to move, but my body hurt. I tried to speak, but my throat was dry. Then I remembered my daughters. Where were they? I whispered. Hannah, Lucy, Emma. A nurse came to me. She had kind eyes. Don't move too much, she said. You were in an accident. My daughters, I whispered. Where are my daughters? She touched my hand. They are here. They are safe. Tears filled my eyes. I wanted to see them. A few minutes later, the door opened. 3 small girls ran into the room. Mama, they cried. They hugged me. They kissed me. I cried. I held them tight. The doctor came in. He looked serious. You have a broken leg, he said. You need surgery. You need time to rest. But I can't rest, I said. I have to work. I have to pay rent. The doctor looked sad. You need to heal first. Then I remembered something even worse. The car I rented, now it was destroyed. But that wasn't the worst part. I had hit a very expensive car. The owner wanted $20,000. I had nothing, no savings, no help. I covered my face. I cried. My daughters held me. They cried too. I was broken. I felt small. I had no hope. The next day, something happened. Something I never expected. A nurse came into the room. She had a newspaper in her hand. There was a picture of me and my daughters. "Your story is online," she said. "People are reading it." "What story?" I asked. "Someone shared what happened to you." "Many people are talking about it," the nurse said. "They say you are brave. They want to help." I didn't understand. Why would strangers help me? But soon, people started sending money. Not a lot, but it helped. We had warm food. We had clean clothes. We paid the rent for that month. One night, I got a phone call. A deep voice spoke. "I saw your story," he said. "I want to help you." "Who are you?" I asked. "You will see soon," he said. 2 days later, a group of people came to the hospital. They brought flowers. They brought toys. They brought warm clothes for my girls. Then a young man walked in. He had kind eyes. He looked at me and smiled. "You don't know me," he said, "but I know you." I was confused. "Why do you want to help?" I was confused. "Why do you want to help me?" He smiled. "Because I can." I started crying. "I don't know what to say." He touched my hand. "You don't have to say anything." The young man sat beside my hospital bed. He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Your story touched my heart. I read it and I couldn't forget it. I talked to my team. We want to help you." I looked at my daughters. They were sitting in the corner of the room, playing with their new toys. They were smiling. They looked warm, clean, and safe. For the first time in a long time, they looked like normal children. I turned back to the man. "Why me?" I asked. "There are many people like me." He nodded. "Yes, but I saw something in your eyes. You didn't ask for anything. You didn't beg. You just fought every day to take care of your girls. That kind of strength, it should be supported." I didn't know what to say. I'd always worked hard. I'd cried alone many nights. I'd suffered in silence. I never thought someone would notice. That day, they paid my hospital bill. Every cent. I didn't owe anything anymore. I didn't need to worry about the surgery or the medicine. I could focus on healing, but that was only the beginning. 2 weeks later, I left the hospital. My leg was still healing, so I walked slowly with a cane. The young man and his team helped me every step of the way. They picked us up in a warm car. The girls were excited. They thought we were going back to our small apartment, but we didn't go there. Instead, we drove into a different part of the city, a place I had never been. The streets were clean, the houses were big. There were trees with lights on them. Flowers bloomed in the gardens. We stopped in front of a beautiful house. It had a red door and white windows. The garden was full of yellow flowers. There was a small bench near the door and a big swing in the backyard. "Where are we?" I asked. The young man smiled. "This is your new home." I stared at him. I didn't understand. "For a few months we've been working quietly," he said. "Many people online donated money. My team added more, and now this house belongs to you." I couldn't breathe. My knees felt weak. "For me," I whispered. "Yes, no rent, no debt. This house is yours." I dropped to my knees and cried. My daughters ran to me. They hugged me. We cried together. "Is this real?" Hannah asked. "Yes," I said. "This is real." We walked inside. The rooms were warm and bright. There were beds for each of the girls, soft blankets, toys, and books. In the kitchen, there was fresh food, bread, fruit, milk, even chocolate. The bathroom had clean towels and a big tub. The living room had a couch, a rug, and a small TV on the wall. Someone had placed a photo of me and the girls, taken at the hospital when we were finally together again. I didn't know how to say thank you. Words were not enough. That night, we slept in our new home. I tucked each of my daughters into their own beds. I kissed their foreheads. I love you, I whispered. They smiled in their sleep. For the first time in years, I didn't worry. I didn't cry. I didn't feel cold or afraid. I felt safe. I felt loved. The next morning, the young man came back. We sat in the kitchen. He had coffee, I had tea. The girls played in the backyard. He looked at me and asked, "Rachel, what is your biggest dream?" I looked at him, surprised. No one had asked me that in a long time. I wiped a tear from my cheek. "I want to open a small supermarket," I said. "A place with fresh food, good bread. A place where people feel welcome." He smiled. "Then let's make it happen." And he did. 2 months later, we opened the store. It wasn't big, but it was perfect. It had fruits, vegetables, bread, rice, beans, milk, cheese, and more. We even had a little space for coffee and tea. The people in the neighborhood were kind. They came to buy food. They came to say hello. Some came just to smile and chat. I worked at the counter. Sometimes Lucy helped me stack the bread. Hannah swept the floor. Emma gave small candies to children. We worked together. We laughed together. The store gave me something I had never had before: freedom. I was no longer a tired taxi driver with no car. I was no longer a mother who cried at night. I was no longer broken. I was a businesswoman, a proud mother, a woman who had hope. The young man visited often. His name was Daniel, I learned. He told me he had lost his own mother when he was young. He remembered the pain. He remembered the silence in the house. He never forgot it. That's why he helped people like me. One evening, I asked him, "Why didn't you tell me all this before?" He smiled. "Because this story is not about me. It's about you. You are the hero." His words touched me deeply. Months passed. The girls grew. They went to school every day. They made friends. They smiled more. Emma drew pictures of our house. Lucy wrote stories about our store. Hannah helped me with the money and numbers. We were not rich, but we had enough. We had peace. We had joy. One day, I found an old photo in a box. It was from the time before the accident. I looked at my face. I looked tired. I looked worried. Then I looked in the mirror. My face had changed. I looked strong. I looked happy. Sometimes I still wake up at night. I check on my daughters. I touch their hands. I kiss their foreheads. I whisper, "I love you." I remember all the nights I cried in silence, all the days I drove through cold rain, all the moments I wanted to give up. But I didn't, because deep in my heart I always believed that something better would come. And it did. Now, every morning, I open the door of my store. I turn on the lights. I welcome the customers with a smile. I look outside and see the sun shining on my house. I thank the kind people who helped me. I thank Daniel. I thank the strangers who believed in me. But most of all, I thank my daughters. Because they gave me a reason to fight. They gave me a reason to keep going. This story is not just mine, it is ours. We started with nothing. Now we have everything that matters: a home, a job, and a happy family. And I believe, truly believe, that even in the darkest times, kindness and hope can change everything. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share. More emotional and inspiring stories are coming soon.